Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to today's webinar on deliberating the success pathway with LPU achievers. We are delighted to have you join us this afternoon. This session is designed to provide you with valuable insights into our university's placement success stories and how LPU prepare the student for a bright future. In this webinar, you will hear from our esteemed LPU staff and listen to perspectives from our three outstanding students who have secured impressive placements. If you have any questions at any point, please feel free to type them into the chat box. We will address as many questions as possible in the end of the webinar. We encourage you to take this opportunity to get your queries answered and gain more clarity from this session. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's webinar, Dr. Harpal Thetti. Dr. Harpal Thetti is a professor and a senior director heading the Division of Career Services at Lovely Professional University. With an impressive educational background and extensive experience, he has been an instrumental in creating strong connections between the university and the corporate world. Under his leadership, LPU has seen remarkable success in students' placement and helping many graduates secure excellent career opportunities. Please join me welcome Dr. Harpal Thetti.
Thank you, Taranum, for this quick introduction. And let me formally welcome everybody who is listening to this conversation from any part of this world. Why I'm saying world because it's a flat world today, and we are trying to take our story to the last man standing. So my name is Dr. Harpal, and I run the Division of Career Services, as Taranum says. We feel that career is a very holistic term, and we feel that getting a job is no-brainer, but then making a career out of that job is where the trick lies. So we've done this with a lot of our students, and we would share some of their success stories today. And then we are looking forward to do the same kind of a journey with each one of you. It's said that education has great powers. And as was said in Spider-Man's movie, with great powers comes great responsibilities. So it's a great responsibility for everybody who is listening to this conversation to choose a right course, to choose the right university, to start your professional journey of graduating you from becoming a student to a working professional. So I thought that how should we go about doing this? So I thought that what better if we can actually bring some of the faces who have tasted success with us from the very recent batch which graduated this summers, and let them talk about their stories and let them talk about what went well for them, what learning they had, and what kind of opportunities they have achieved for themselves. So we thought that let us bring them in. And as Tarnum said, we would like to answer a lot of questions. So what we will do is that we'll keep stacking the questions, and towards the end of it, if at all there are sub questions, we would be very keen to bring those questions in front of everybody and try and put a resolve to that. And then when we were designing this entire conversation today, we thought that what kind of students should we bring forth in front of you. So I have Rahul, who has graduated from BCA from us. It's a 3-year course and he has done that 3-year course with us. Then we thought that let us also bring Anjali. So she has graduated from computer science this year, and she's done a BTech course with us. And then we also thought that why don't we bring our School of Business? And that's how we thought Shiv Shakti should be here, who would be representing the School of Business. So in all, totality, I'll be having a 3-year graduate who has graduated from a course with us. I've got a BTech student who has graduated with us this summers. And I've got an MBA student who has graduated with us. So with warm welcome, I would like to first welcome each one of you. I hope all 3 of you are doing good. And thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule, because we understand that you have just joined jobs, and then taking out a crisp 1 hour for us is difficult. But thank you so much for accommodating this request from our side. Yeah, so let us start this conversation. So why I'm saying this conversation, because I want it 2 ways. I mean, I could have very easily presented a deck, but then deck stays as deck, but then stories have great powers. So let me first bring in Rahul. And let me put a small story as to what we have done with Rahul. So Rahul did a 3-year course with us. And during the 2nd year, during the end of 2nd year, we made him travel to Japan. And he did a 6 months internship there with a great company there. And then subsequently, wide his appraisal, his great work, we were able to get a full-time offer for her. So Rahul, if you can just tell a little bit about your story as to what was the thought when you were choosing a course, and what was the thought of choosing LPU ahead of all the universities? Because I understand that you come from the eastern part of the country. So what made you travel from the east part of the country to the north part of the country to start your career? So all your thoughts now.
So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to join this conversation with you. So what made me join LPU? The first question, I'll like to answer that. So just after I completed my 12th, I was looking for, like every other student, I was confused and there were a lot of options for me. So I was looking into many colleges, their portfolios. LPU struck unique because the kind of the value it brings at the center of your table, and means there are a lot of companies over here coming in, and there is a lot of success stories. Not even like many colleges and many universities claim that they give good placements and everything, but LPU is something out of you say in every perspective, like bring from the very big campus that we have here, all the international students, all the cultural aspects and everything. So it struck my mind. So as soon as I told my parents that I'm looking for a career prospect, like and start a like a graduation course with LPU, I'd like to do my PC over there. So my parents like just to the whim of thought, they okay, go for it. So it was like that for me. And during this journey, I was like very much, I was, when I started it, I was like a very shy person, to be very honest. I'm kind of an introvert person. But throughout this 3-year journey with LPU, I turned from very introvert to an ambivert, I can say that. So it was like that. And LPU helped me at every possible means stage for my development, be it the basic education to the soft skills part, and to, of course, getting me such a good placement and offer here in Japan. So it was a really good journey for me.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Tell me a little bit more about your family and what your parents are doing, and then what is the meaning of career for them? I mean, career as a holistic word for them. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Right. So I belong from a middle class family, and it's a business family. My family runs a family like a business related to manufacturing and marketing. So the thing of career prospect over here are either two things: either a good government job, traditionally very good government job, or like continue the family legacy of the business. So I was kind of not convinced with either of them. I would like to join at a certain point of time and continue my legacy for the business, but I had something else in my mind. I wanted to create something of my own kind of thing. So that was the thing. And I had a long conversation and a long time convincing my parents to get me into something that, so they just gave, I asked them for like, please give me like 4 to 5 years to prove myself if I'm good enough. And if that doesn't take off, then we can do either of those things. So that was the thing. But after I joined joined LPU, it completely changed for me. So it was a really good journey over here with me.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this in. For those guys who are listening to us, why we talked about his family as well, because no, in this process of choosing a course and in this process of choosing a university for you, you will be co-owned in this process by your parents as well. So
Right.
buying their thought into this entire process making a journey is very, very critical. So that's how I put up this question in front of you. Now, let me bring in Anjali for this conversation. And Anjali, I would have the same two questions for you. Now, before she pops in and talks about her story, let me first tell you about her story. So we have this unique opportunity of most of our students doing 1-year internship program in companies where they go ahead and do this opportunity, do the best of the jobs in these kind of companies, and then we try and see if we can get a PPI or a PPO for you for the students. For the students who do not understand as to what a PPI or a PPO would stand for, a PPI would stand for a pre-placement interview, and a PPO would stand for a pre-placement offer. Even before a company comes into the market, these guys will have the offers. So Anjali had the opportunity of doing 2 internships, if I'm not wrong, and then
Yeah.
subsequently has got an offer which is the best in India right now. And she has been picked up by a great company to start with, and she has been picked up by Nutanix, if I can say that. So let me bring in Anjali. Anjali, I would have the same two questions for you as to how you zeroed upon doing a computer science degree at LPU and why LPU, and what was the perspective of your family in this decision making.
So I'm from the very starting, I was always desired to do computer science for my career, and I'm always excited to explore this field and the tech field in this industry. So LPU decision was definitely the best decision I take till now, because the academic reputation the LPU carries and the placement opportunities it gives to the students are the best, I guess. And not only the in the education perspective, also the vibrant campus life and the extracurricular activities, the diversity in the campus life is best here. So I choose LPU because of these factors. And like I really appreciate the fact that we get the opportunity to do 1 year internship in LPU. Like for the whole fourth year, you can do internship. So at first, I cracked the interview of Harness, my first company. It was an internship, and the post completion of Harness internship, I got opportunity to give interviews, and I got the company in Nutanix, and I like through my practice and preparation and the uh, courses and all, I got through to crack it, and I got the second internship in Nutanix, and post that I got the PPO.
Which is one of the best in the country, at par
Yeah,
with
and
the folks from IITs as well. I mean, that's the package which she has been able to grab for herself and make herself proud, her parents proud, and all of us also proud at LPU. By the way, we call all our students to be as Vertos, simply meaning change agents. So we want all of them to be working as change agents, thinking as change agents, talking as change agents, and talk growth wherever they go. And this is one attitude which we have given to all our students, saying that, hey, you should always look towards growth, work towards growth, talk, live, deliver growth. So that's one attitude which we have given to all our students. We'll build up more on that. Let me now bring in Shiv Shakti at this point in time. So Shiv Shakti has been picked up by BP. So BP was building up their entire campus initiative this year. And I'm very glad to share that we had 4 offers at BP. All of them have joined now in Pune office. So they are trying to do the digital story of BP and trying to be a part of their growth as well. So I will tweak the question a little bit here, Shiv Shakti, for you, because you already had done one course, so you already had a UG degree in front of you. So what was the imperative input which you wanted to do a PG? And how do you decided that you will go for an MBA only, with specialization which you can talk about it? And why LP for that matter? And the same 2 questions which I asked to Rahul and Anjali. So all yours now.
So thank you so much, sir, for providing this opportunity. But before answering this question, I will little bit talk about my family background. It will help you to understand my, the decision. So from my past 2-3 generations, my grandfather, my father, my mother, everybody is in government jobs. And from maybe around 1940s, they are doing government jobs during the British times. So everybody wants me to do a government job, but I always want to do something fascinating, like technology and the combination of some entrepreneurship. I always look up to the leaders which are doing all those things all around the world. So why I choose MBA? The answer is very simple. I really want to do something entrepreneurship, and I believe that MBA is a course which provides you the leadership skills as well as entrepreneurship. Uh, Aside from that, lot of networking skills and soft skills which helps you to maintain the role. If I talk about how my family reacted all this, my family was against me ki why you are doing this. They are quite a traditional. They are saying you are just wasting our this and everything, but I say no, I will do this. I will go against you, not like I'm just rebelling against you. I will do this. Give me some time. If I do not prove right, you can I will do whatever you want to do, me to do. but now I don't think they are at that much against me, and they are pretty happy. And my mom says the salary you will get now will be more than my salary after 20 years I'm doing my job in government. So that makes me pretty happy.
True, true. So you have a lot of responsibilities. So you'll have to carry these dreams on your broad shoulders and make success not only for yourself, but then make your family happy as well. So thank you
Right.
so much for bringing this in. Now I have another set of questions for all three of you. I'll start with Anjali first to start with. A lot of companies are today talking about diversity. A lot of companies today are talking about inclusion. Uh, so can you talk about diversity at LPU? Saying, meaning, I mean, the students which are from different part of the country, from different part of the world, how culture understanding is very critical to make a great career opportunity for yourself. You can talk a little bit more about what we did with each one of you after 5 p.m. Inside your classes. So if you can just talk a little bit about this journey, it'll give you a lot of inputs to our listeners. So starting with Anjali, so we'll talk a little bit more about diversity, talk a little bit more about the culture after 5 p.m., which we have done with a lot of passion, and how that helped you in making yourself a holistic product. Yeah, Anjali, all yours.
So, as we all know, like nowadays, the company are very focused on diversity and also the diversity hiring and to maintain a campus life in their company also. So, I got to explore this through my college also. So, as LPU has a diversity and the students are from different part of the world, so you got to talk with them, explore their culture and explore their mindset and the things they know. So you got to know a lot from them, and learned a lot from them, which will eventually help you in your interview process also, and in your corporate culture also. So this the LPU facility provide uh, through the diversity and the culture really help in your corporate culture, as you learned a lot and your soft skills are only also improved because you talk to a lot of people of different languages, and it's really helped.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this in. We go to that depth that we don't keep students from the same state in the hostel rooms as well, because no, it's a massive learning when you are talking with somebody who has different thought process than the one which you are born and brought up with. It's a massive learning in itself. So Rahul, if you can talk a little bit more about the hostel culture and diversity at LPU, and how it helped you in making a great story for yourself, which you narrated to the hiring partners, and then that helped you unlock this great opportunity. Yeah.
Sure, sir. So personally, in LPU, I have a few friends from Zimbabwe itself. So talking to them, it was a when I joined in, it was a pretty, kind of a new thing for me to be in a college and have international friends here. So that was pretty exciting. And like while talking to them, I came to know across various cultures that are very, very different from what we are used to here. And same goes for the national students as well. I have a lot of friends who are from different states. I have friends from Delhi. I have friends from Kerala. I have friends from Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, everywhere. So it is a quite like the cross cultural competence. You develop it a lot over here, and it helps you. It actually helps you a lot during even with the career thing. So while since I work in a Japanese company, so what happens over there is English is not the primary language. And when you're talking, and as well as when you're trying to communicate, and since Japanese is not a fixed norm for us, so when we're trying to communicate with them, so we tend to go very simple. Like when you're talking to a 5-year-old and you're trying to explain things like complex technological terms, whether it be a project or something like that. So being like talking to people that are not in your culture, and especially when talking to people whose native is not Hindi or something of your mother tongue, it helps you a lot. And even with like there was a particular instance in my company, so there was this discussion going on for a project, and we had a lot of discussion. So there was one point where I had a conflicting point from the team members. So there was one thing that how to politely means keep your point as well as maintain the decorum of the meeting while keeping and you like means presenting your ideas while not exactly means enraging the person in front of you. That was something there, and like in Japan it is really appreciated if you do things very politely. So all these things, all these previous experiences helped me a lot in that scenario. So that was it.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this in. Shiv Shakti, now let me bring you up with the same question. So what are your thoughts on this? I think you're on mute. I think you're on mute.
Yes, sir. Sorry. So, just a story like one of my classmates was from Tibet. So his parents come from Tibet, and now he is living in Himachal Pradesh. So from him, I learned a technique called Vipassana. It's a meditation technique. So when I joined the company, I was practicing it during my free time because it helps me to cool down and helps me to focus on my work. So my HR come to me and said, "Hey, what you are doing? Why you are closing your eyes after for some time?" So I told him about that. So now he also regularly do these things for his work, and even he goes one step further and went for 10 days holidays to do vipassana in a jungle near the Jaipur. So I feel that if I do not meet the person who is from Tibet in LPU, I will not be able to you know uh, get this much of knowledge of vipassana that I am able to pass out to my HR. So this is the amount of diversity we are getting in LPU. Like if I talk about the infrastructure and things, so in my school time I win 2 medals in my nursery and LKG, and after 10 or 12 years I win 3 4 trophies in the lovely professional university. So I feel that I win more trophies in my university time than my school time in LP. So this much we get extra curricular activities to do.
Good, good. So good things. I mean, the HR is also learning things from our students. Great to know that. But then on a other side of the note, uh, we have been giving curated learning to our students, meaning, so we do a lot of benchmarking of our students starting from the first year itself, and then try to understand as to what kind of a learning will unlock what kind of an opportunity for our students. And needless to say, soft skills is very, very critical aspect of how you carry your thoughts and how you politely, as Rahul said, put your thoughts in front of some conflicting theories as well. Now, let us talk a little bit more about the professional enhancement program, which we have given to each one of you. For the listeners, so you can think of professional enhancement program to be as a complete finishing school, where we are trying to benchmark our students into different categories and then give curated learning to all these students such that all of them can end up becoming winners in their careers. So, in any order, whomsoever wants to take this question first, let us talk a little bit more about how we have prepared you soft skill wise and how you feel that learning that trait has become imperative for any working professional today. Yeah, in any particular order.
So may I take that question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sure. So as I told you before, I was when I joined HelpU, I was kind of a shy and introvert person. So soft skills and the career enhancement program helped me a lot. Like I used to, the teachers especially forced me to like come out and speak to the public, to the students. So that particular practice helped me a lot in presenting my ideas more clearly and going to the like in meetings and how to means what to say, be a bit outspoken and to learn things, how to communicate, the communication skill, the leadership skills, how we had a lot of group discussions, we had a lot of debates, and we that particular thing helped me a lot during my personal transformation for this job. So that was one thing.
Glad. Yeah. Both of you, if you can just bring your thoughts in as well.
Yes, sure, sir. So in our MBA program, so there are a lot of PEP skills that comes from your first semester also. There are a lot of classes that happens. So like things like debate, the teachers will come and help you to do debate in a manner, not like we watch nowadays, like we are angry on each other, we are like saying thing in loud voice, but in a voice that the person who is in front of you, you can understand the perspective of that person also without angry him. So this is the one thing that I learned from the pep classes. Apart from that, there are things like when a lot of skills like leadership skill, when we have a group and you have given a task and you have to complete it in a given time. By taking all the teams, every member have different skill set and you have to understand which skill set is important for which person. So all these things helps me to understand the leadership skills. So similarly, in 3-year course, I learn a lot of skills which helps me in my professional career to guide me in BP.
Yeah, Anjali.
So what I
Yeah.
appreciate about LPU academic structure is that these skills are included in the course curriculum, because we usually don't focus on that. But if it is included in course, then we have to attend classes, we have to learn those skills. So it will come in our routine to do these things. So first of all, talking about communication skills, which is the most important. So in our classes, we get to talk on a topic while standing in front of the students. So if you are feeling inconfident and if you are a shy person, then also you have to do that, which will help you later on while giving presentation in offices. And the leadership development, because you will be given teams, and you will be a leader of that team, and you have to complete that task on time. So we have tasks as such in our classes, and the time management skills. And we also had mock interviews for our interview preparation. So in the mock interview, they teach us that how to communicate in your interview, and how what facial expression, what dressing, and everything included in those mock interviews, and the ethics and professionalism they teach. So it was really a great binding of all the skills that you need to be learned during your college, so that you can excel in your professionalism. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so let me second Anjali. So it is very profoundly said that what you are is more important than what you do, isn't it? So you as a product is what people are looking at. Okay, so let me bring another perspective here. So what we do basically is that we curate individual stories for all the students. I mean, the definition of success for each one of us is a little different. So that's how we work on the aspirational side of students and make us parent a part of this conversation as well. And then try and understand that what kind of job opportunities we are going to unlock for all these students. And as I said, we have got a complete finishing school team which start working on it. And then if you look at my division also, we call our division to be as division of career services and not training and placement, because we feel that career is a very, very holistic word. So that's how we have been preparing our students. That's how we have been talking with the hiring partners. That's how we do the elevated pitch with the hiring partners, saying that, hey, our students are a little different. So give them an opportunity and taste for yourself as to what kind of things they can do. And that kind of intel we have been giving to our teaching learning ecosystem internally as well. And that's how we have been training students on a very individualistic basis. Okay, one another critical thing which is very, very important for a student graduating from a university or a college and then going to do a job subsequently is how you experience your campus life. Because no, all of a sudden you are going from boring buildings to a very enthu buildings, which are very increasing to you. I mean, trying to put up your story to so many people in front of you. So the infra of LPU is second to none in this world, and I'm very happy, elated, excited to share this with each one of you. So if you can just talk a little bit, all three of you in any particular order, if you can just talk a little bit more about the campus life, as to what kind of campus life the university will give you. If you can just bring in what we try and do with the student clubs and all that. So if you can just bring in as to what most of you would have participated in hackathons, makeathons, ideathons, pitchathons, and how that helps you curate a good resume. And then how that resume will unlock able conversations, and then how that able conversations will end up giving you great opportunities in your career. So if you can talk a little bit more about the campus life, and as I said, all these things embedded together, it'll be a great conversation for somebody who is listening to this entire webinar today in any particular order. Yeah, who wants to take it first? So let's bring in Anjali only because she's there. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, so talking about the campus life, so starting from like hostel life, so we have disciplined life at hostel and a lot of security is also there. And then starting with the clubs and extracurricular activities, so we have DSW at LPU, which has
So
a lot.
let us for the listeners, let us say what is DSW.
Division of Student Welfare,
So
if I'm not
Division of
wrong.
Student Welfare, just let me try and bring in this perspective as well. Good that she brought that in. Is a complete entity in itself, which will work with students 24 cross 7, 365. So think of a situation when so many Olympians are also doing classes with you. So these kind of opportunities DSW will bring. Somebody was talking about entrepreneurship. If I'm not wrong, it was Shiv Shakti. So how you make a pitch, how you take that pitch and then go and do that pitch in terms of VCs and angel investors and all that. How do you write a white paper? So all these kind of intel is given by this complete entity, which is called as DSW. Sorry, I came in between. All yours, Anjali. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of clubs we have, including from the tech clubs, the dance clubs, the painting, the creative, and every kind of club you can enter into and learn a lot of skills there. Then in the campus life, you get to explore a lot of students from whole part of the world. Like you learn a lot from them. Then we have technology and innovation centers also, where you can watch a lot of technology being invented there. And we have also hackathons in which you can participate and and make projects and learn a lot from there, because you will be competing with lot of teams there, and you got to see their skill set and projects also. So these like experiences combined make your personality development.
Thank you. So, Rahul, if you could talk a little bit more about this transition, where if you've not seen fancy buildings and all of a sudden you are in a different country altogether and seeing some really state-of-the-art kind of buildings and people, swanky people going in there talking about different things. So, how did LP help in this as well?
So for me, it was particularly more of that. Like it was a totally different country for me. People speaking different language, totally different culture. But as in LPU, when I first entered with my parents, the campus, I still remember my dad was like, it looks like it's a complete whole mini city over there. So it's a huge campus, like more than 600 acres of area, and we have all the facilities within that. We have a mall, we have a gym and everything whatever a student requires in its time. So for me, the particularly two most important buildings over there was Department of Student Welfare, as Anjali already mentioned. There, I have a few friends who have registered their startup over there, and the school is already provided funding and the offices and everything. So they're working on the startup. They're creating their own kind of social media app. And the second most important building was the innovation studio. It really fascinates me. There are a lot of things. The whole plane is kept over there, and I joined a club over there in particularly in game designing. So in my second year, I was interested in like game designing and how stuff works. So I joined a club over there. With my particular office for the club was in the innovation studio. So I did enjoy a lot over there, and all these things like helped me a lot. Like seeing new things, communicating new people, it all actually helps and like accounts for everything that you do in the future. So that was it.
So, what's your views, Shiv Shakti?
So first thing first, sir, the infrastructure. For the first 2 weeks, I was just like, it's a puzzle that I have to solve. Where is my class? So I was just asking to my friends and colleagues, whoever I meet. So where is 37 block 206? Where is this class? So I always feel that for 2 weeks, if a student is coming, it's a puzzle that you need to solve. It's a very interesting thing. After that, DSW, actually we make a group, and we call Aman Latrawal for a seminar, and the person who takes him from Delhi to LPU was the student from LPU, and he has a startup which is given funding by the LPU itself. So when Aman Dattarwal came, he also tells gets very fascinated about this thing that the LPU students are doing this much very well, and he has a lot of cards, around 100 cards of lead all around the north of India. And after that, like Spectra, there is a competition, and World One India. So you from the every country you have certain amount of students which will dress like their country, like their culture and their language, and they will represent their country. And the whole parade goes on all around the LPU, and students are cheering, and it's like a match between Chennai versus Mumbai, or it's like same atmosphere, very chilled up, very warm up, and students are doing everything, every bit of their sweat to win their team. So very competitive, very vibrant, a lot to know, puzzle always.
Good, good. Even I had the same problem when I joined 8.5 years back. I was trying to negotiate where is my office. Correct, correct. So a very specific question now to Anjali. Anjali, now since you have got this swanky offer, which is the best in the country, one of the best in the country, what kind of participation in this platforms like Geek for Geek or Lead Code or Code Chef or Code Forces, what kind of problems you solved, how many mid to difficult level kind of problems you solved, how you started looking problem as a solution, because that's what is required, no? Because if you're able to understand a problem really, really well, then the resolve is right in front of you. So how students working in peers, participating in all these platforms actually helped you unlock this great opportunity for you?
So first of all, let's discuss what should be important for the preparation, interview preparation. So most important thing would be DSA, data structures and algorithms. So I started by setting specific goals for my lead code practice and Geeks for Geek practice, which is like my aim was to strengthen my fundamentals in algorithm and data structures. So from the problem selection, the most important topics you should cover would be array, string, linked list, trees, and so there are most asked interview question that also you should practice, and you should set your roadmap for that and the chart you want to follow. Like I focused on solving 200 plus questions, and which include like some easy, most of them medium, and little bit hard interview questions. So, like, how should you approach your problem solving? First, you should have understanding of the problem. Like, if you understand the problem statement in its constraint, then you think about the designing, like designing an algorithm or how to solve by using a data structure, considering time and space complexities. And after that, you should implement the solution by using your preferred language. Mine was Java, as it is an industry language. So I choose a Java as my programming language. Then after you have constructed your solution and you have coded that, then you should think about the testing and optimization. Like you should dry run the code several times and then optimize it for better performances. So after you have solved your question, then also you should go for the reviews and learning, like how other people are solving it by looking at the comments on the lead code and all that. And by doing that continuously in several problem question, you get to know how you should approach a problem. And after that, with regular practice, you have a better hand with the questions. And along with that, you should also have good projects with you in the resume. So, with the project selection, in which tech you want to go? Like I'm working in as a front end UI, and for that you need to have HTML, CSS as you're designing, then JavaScript as your language, and React as the framework I'm using. And later advanced things you can also learn, but this is the basic you should be knowing. And if you know a if you know your basic from heart, you can conquer it. And after that, you should select the good projects you want to show in your resume, then planning and designing those projects. So this is how you should follow your pathway and go through it.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this in. Now, a very specific question to Shiv Shakti. To the listeners, I told that BP was doing this drive for the first time. Now, I'll come to the question in a while. Uh, The process which we follow at LPU for any student when we bring any opportunity has been democratized, which means that the way we work is that we do a pitch with the hiring partners. Once we do a pitch for the hiring partners, we have the JD in front of us. We publish that JB internally in our own portal, which we have developed with a lot of passion. And then we'll call for the nominations from the student side. Once the nomination has been done, we call that to be as database or the MIS. That MIS is then given to the companies, and then the companies will do a drive. Subsequently, will give us the results, which we shall publish, and then the joining will happen. Now, run me through this entire process of how BP came to the campus and what actually happened on the D-Day. I mean, you can give some hints as to what happened that day, what kind of questions were asked from you, and how did the entire process look for you, and what time did it took for the entire process to complete?
So yes, sir. So the entire process took around 2 days. The BP came. So first the JD came to me. I read the JD and I applied for the placement on the placement portal. After that, I got the call and we have a online exam in the university. So I gave the exam. So around 80 students get passed out, and we 80 students got called in 32 block. And the interviewers, all the interview persons who are taking our interviews was in offline mode. So we one by one they are calling us, and with our resumes, with our all documents in a file. So we take them, and I have 3 interviews in total, two kind of technical and some business interviews, and the last one was an HR interview. So the main focus was on your attitude, on your problem solving skills, on your leadership skills, on your soft skills. So as a person overall, how do you manage the problem, how will you approach it? It's not about like you are a very good problem solver but you don't know, you have a very attitude like okay I will do the thing at the last moment. No, they want a person who can take the charge, who can lead the team, who can do the work on the spot without doing with the attitude of not giving up. So overall, their main focus was on all these things that I've told you. Uh, in HR interview, they ask me about my failures, about my accomplishments, about my achievements that I have, why I want to join BP, not other company. So BP was, I think BP came first time in our campus. So they asked me about what do you think about BP, what do you know about the BP. So what, when you heard the name BP, so what it comes, because there are a lot of companies like in India, Bharat Petroleum. So you have, so they asked me like when you heard BP, do you really think that it's British Petroleum or anything else? Because there are certain things which are also associated with the name BP. And so all these things combined asked me. So in around 2 days they got the result. When on the second day I got the call that okay, your interview is not finished, you have your HR interview. I went to the university, so students are coming and giving their interviews. Heart is pumped. My, like I was thinking maybe it's a very good company, come first time in our university, I will get into it, I will not get into it. I remember the whole night I didn't get the sleep right. I was calling to my mother, Mummy, I don't know whether I will go into it. I will not go into it. I also approached to you, sir. In many companies, I said, but my HR round does not get very well, and I got from out from my HR round. But I really thank you that you supported me and you motivated a lot. So at the end, before students get selected, and I was the only boy that gets selected, so I just have something, confidence. Okay, I'm the one. So that's all.
And not to add, we have to write BP in small initials only. You cannot write BP as capital B and capital P. That was a learning
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
as well. Okay. Now yours is a very interesting story, Rahul, because no, one of the mandate which we are trying to do with our students now is to make international careers for our students. Now the way it works is that we do international offers for Indian students, and we do international offers for international students who have inducted with us for various courses. So these are the two things which we do as an ecosystem, and that's a mandate which has been given to us. Now, run me through your story, Rahul, because yours is a great story. We didn't tasted success with JTP earlier, but it was you who was able to bring this success for us, and this entire success journey had this opportunity of you traveling from India to Japan and then stay there for about 6 months, understand their culture, understand their work process, understand things which you have to do, which you don't have to do as well, and then make a full-time offer for you. And we had one more story which I shall share a little subsequently. But then yes, Rahul, if you can just run through this entire journey of yours where you were able to get this international offer from you, and it's said that a 3-year degree grad cannot track actually these kind of opportunities. So how you made yourself competent enough to bring this to culminate this opportunity and get a full-time offer on this. So put some thoughts on this as well.
Right. From the very beginning, I was always interested in like the practical aspects of whatever I learned. So I always went beyond the syllabus to like get the end result of what I was learning. So when JTP came in, it was like a opportunity which I was not very sure that I was gonna get it. It was more like a experience for me. So I should apply and get experience how these big companies and international hirings happen. So it was that kind of thought process going throughout at that point of time when I applied. So it then there were various rounds. So mine was a huge like there was a huge timeline of hiring. Like took around like 8 to 9 months. And there were various elimination rounds. There were all people are from all around different colleges in India. So there were different criteria based on technical eliminations. Then there were communication rounds, many of their presentation rounds. There were many things that I cannot go very in deep, but still there were many rounds. And since it's an international hiring, so the companies tend to go a bit more into the depth and to analyze you better. So that was the thing. And in between, I also got caught up with dengue, so I had a break, and my final interview got postponed. So that was one thing that happened. And company had to bear with my delays and everything, and then they rescheduled for me, and they again offered an internship for me. And then when I went there, it was a huge, before going there, every formalities with the passport and visa. I remember coming to your office multiple times, and you with your busy schedule still helping me out. So I'm always be thankful for that, sir. And like after I went over there, there were like many things, especially the big language barrier that we see here. And then after that, I joined the company and started working. There were like a whole new atmosphere for me to work and like to get into that culture and to go to a certain time coming back. So it was from being a transitioning from a student to a whole time corporate kind of thing that was new to me. It had hurdles and things. So a few things that I learned over there, like as students, we tend to overcommit a lot of things that we can do this, and in corporate that should not be done. Like you should always undercommit things and over deliver. That's what the thought process should be of a person. And the second thing is always report to your seniors about whatever the thing is, even if it's a success or a failure. You should always keep the persons in charge in the loop. So that is one thing that I learned over there, and that was also taught to me during the career enhancement programs of LPU and stuff like that. So it helped me a lot. And since, as you said, there is always that cultural thing that a 3-year BCA program cannot help you grab grand packages or international offers. So I was always I had a challenging mindset for that. I always tend to do like, no, I will do something exceptional. So I'll always try. I did have that mindset from the very beginning, and LPU did help me a lot in that process. So that's one thing that I would want.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this in. So you all graduated from LPU this year, but
Yeah.
LPU is going to stay in your life throughout your lifetime. So let me put this in front of you in any particular order which you want to take up this. Whenever I'll say LPU, what is that one thing that brings back the memory? So for you, LPU is synonymous of what? What is that one story?
So may I go with this one?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So for me, it's life changing. So it's a particular opportunity that directed my life into a completely new direction, which I never thought is gonna happen. Like everyone prepares a future, an ideal career pathway that or ideal future that everyone thinks of. I had a plan, a different plan, but LPU like pushed me forward from leaps ahead what I had in mind. So like particularly in LPU, the career services, the campus life, the friends I made will be like unforgettable. It's like it's a part of me now. So I cannot just like let it go. And like always when I hear the term LPU, I get excited and all those memories starts to flood in, like how I did, how I got changed, how I made so many friends, and like how I got this brilliant opportunity over here. So that would be awesome.
Yeah, Shiv Shakti, what's your thoughts here?
So, sir, for me, it's all about think big, as we have our motto at LPU. Always think big because it's always free. There is no charge you have to pay. So, if you are thinking big, maybe you will, for sure, you will achieve it one day.
Think big and act bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, right, sir.
Yeah. Anjali, what's your thoughts?
So for me, LQ would be career building because definitely I got to do two internship during my LQ fourth year and explored the two companies throughout and the memories that I made at LPU, the friends that I had, and the campus life was a memorable experience for all my life. So, but best thing I would say for me would be the career at LPU.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, before we pass it on to the organizers, one passing advice by each one of you to anybody who is listening to this. You never know that one piece of advice can do wonders for somebody who is sitting at one corner of the country. So, what is that one advice which you want to give as a passing comment to anybody who is listening to this conversation today? Anjali, starting with you.
So I would say that work hard, but also enjoy your college life because it will come only once, and you got to explore a lot there, and you will learn a lot at your college, and build your personality in such a way that you can thank yourself in future.
Wow. Yeah. That's something which I always have been telling to students. You should thank yourself subsequently, 10 years down the line, that I did this correct. And that's how I'm here. Yeah, Rahul, what are your comments here? One advice.
The advice I would like to give is believe in yourself and don't be afraid of breaking things. Like try and experiment whatever you like, explore new things. No one like you never know what you find interesting and what leads to where. So don't be afraid of trying new things and do whatever you like and believe in yourself. That will be awesome.
That's true. Believing in yourself is very, very critical. I've been saying this to all my students. The best project in which you are going to work entire your lifetime is you yourself. So think yourself to be as a project and then make different stories, put a string in between so that the story is complete and then show it to the entire world. Yeah, Shiv Shakti, what are your passing comments here now?
I always believe that you are the average of the five people that you are living with, and I always committed to it. And sir, to be frank, all of my friends, I have five friends, and they all are ever 10 and 20 LPA packages. So I certainly believe that they also have some effect on me. It's a effect, snowball effect that you have on yourself. So keep your friends close, but remember this would be good, and this would also think big like you.
Thank you so much to all three of you for being a part of this very healthy, vibrant conversation. We're going to publish it for all the platforms so that anybody who wants to listen to this can listen to this. So thank you yet again for keeping this request of showcasing yourself, your success, your stories to the larger gathering here. With this, let me get back to the organizers. So if at all there would be any questions, we would have another 8 minutes to try and sum up this entire conversation. And if anybody wants to take up any questions to me or to any of the students, we are game with that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harpal Theti, and our voters for that insightful session. So most of the questions have already been answered in this great session we have done. So there is a one question for Anjali that I would like to represent. She's asking, she's a BTech student this year. What should she focus on during her degree to prepare best for her career?
So accordingly, in which year she is in, she can practice like for first year, I would say explore the things. I won't say like focus on your interview preparation, because first year you have to give it to yourself for your personality development. But afterwards, I would say that firstly focus on DSA, data structures and algorithm, because that would the main thing and the first two interviews which you were gonna face during that. So for the data structure practice, you can go to lead code for the problem solving, and you could also carry on some courses which will have, but also like L2 also have a data structure course curriculum in itself. So teachers also teach you that. So don't worry, you don't have to worry on that. After that, you have to think about the specialization in which you want to go. Like there are four specialization mainly. First would be development, second would be cyber security, or it could be data scientist or something, and machine learning on AI. So if secondly, you have to think about in which specialization you want to go in your uh, in your company, also in which tech field you want to work on. So if you choose a specialization, then you have to think about the projects you can make in them, so you can master that skill. And by making project, learning about the deep concept of that, you will be able to do it.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions?
No, sir. If it possible, I would like to ask Dr. Harpal sir if sir want to close any parameter or want to discuss anything or represent anything about our students to our attendance.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tarunam, for bringing this in. So I have been telling this to all my students since last 20 years. Think of career as a marathon. It's not a sprint. You will fall down, you'll have to again come up, you will have to fall down, you'll have to again come up, you'll have to again look at the brighter sides of the entire, and then take everything as learning. Because what will happen? You will not crack one exam, you will crack it the next year, isn't it? Or you will not crack one company, you will crack 10 other companies. So take everything as a learning experience. Uh, Keep building on your story. That's very, very critical, because today the world is very connected and it's a digital world, which means that gone are the days when a set of companies will come to a set of universities or colleges only. So that's how we have been preparing our students, saying that, hey, that best offer which is there maybe in one of the HFT companies, maybe in the Europe side of it, can also be brought to India, can also be cracked by a student who is graduating from LPU. So that progressive mindset is very, very critical. And as I said, this is going to be a challenging journey, but then keep enjoying your journey. As Anjali said, as Rahul said, as Shiv Shakti said, you will have to actually enjoy the entire process. So it's a process which is trying to grind you, but then gem to tabhi banega na jab aapki grinding hogi. So you will have to keep enjoying this entire process. Whenever you feel a little bit of a challenge, the best people to go back to will be your faculties, because no, faculties and parents are the only two characters which will be very happy if you do a little better than them. Correct. So if at all that can be done, and if at all you can keep relating to the problem statements, if you understand how to take an inference of a problem statement and then put your story as one iota of how success can be made there, and that's it. So that's how you make great careers. So that is what we have been telling to all our students, that challenging times will be there, but then keep enjoying. Like last 2 years, they have been really challenging in terms of the companies who are coming to the campus, but we have been able to elevate our success story year on year with every graduating batch, only because we have been working very, very hard with our students. Correct. So that's how it is. And that's how we call our students to be as Virtos. That's how we want all of you to think big and act bigger. That's how we want you to be making success for yourself, your parents, for your community, for the country, and for us also. And that's how we want you to be a proud alum of this great university and temple of learning. So on this note, I would, in the interest of time, we are still 2 minutes to the close of this. I would like to thank each one of you from the core of my heart. We planned this in a very hush-hush, but then I'm really happy that you're able to keep our requests and then present yourself, present your story to the larger gathering, giving confidence to a lot of dreams which are still taking shape somewhere in some part of the country. That's very critical, because once you have tasted success, you will have to be a you have to be a change agent, and you have to actually try and see if you can unlock more such success stories. So I'm really happy, elated, excited, very proud of what you guys have achieved, what you could culminate in terms of your early careers. I'm sure that you have great years ahead of great success and great things coming to you on the way. Try and give back to the society wherever possible, and then try and get back to the students who are trying to graduate from this great university. So on this note, I would like to thank each one of you, the organizers, all the students, my team who has been working relentlessly to put this show. I hope we made meaning to your 1 hour. I hope that, because no, today time is currency. So I'm sure that we are able to make some kind of able conversations for you to think loudly in terms of culminating that great career, that great dream which you and your parents are looking to. So on this note, thank you yet again. If there are any other questions, what I shall request to the organizers is that they can write it back to the students. I would also request students to post this on their LinkedIn so that if anybody has any questions, they can directly come back to you. So on this note, thank you yet again for keeping our request. And let's hope that we'll meet sometime soon, really, and this time in campus.
So to all our parents and students, I hope you found this session as informative and engaging as I did. Remember, the key to success lies in staying informed, being adaptable, and continuously learning. Before we close, I'd like to remind everyone that our Division of Admission Cell is always here to support you in your journey towards a successful career. Feel free to reach out at admissions@lpu.co.in for any further questions or any guidance. Thank you all for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.